Hello, beautiful people on the internet. It's me, Gratified What Ifs, and I'm here to tell you what if Deku had crystals powers part 3. So, before I jump into the video, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below any kind of what if ideas that you have for me to do in the near future. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let's jump into the video. Last I left off, Izumi Midoriya managed to meet All Might, who was coming to try and save her from the ensuing sludge villain. But the sludge villain got blown up by Izumi, letting out a huge chunks of fire and essentially just filling him up until he couldn't handle it anymore and then finally blew up. Now that we've jumped into the past, let me explain what she looks like. In this one, Izumi has red hair, just like Crystal over here in this picture, with the same black circle in her back and red eyes instead of green eyes. Also, in case you have not been hearing me for a while, she has green, she is a girl. So the training, the 10 months of training, so far she's been going into garbage dumps and so on. She's been hating it, but she knows that she has to do it. And so far she's been focusing on how hot she can make her fire and, well, how to manipulate it better. So far she's been able to do stuff like expanding her fire, making it bigger, creating fireballs, shooting her columns, which is good, but she needs to learn how to do more and to make it harder. So she's been burning up materials and been trying out new techniques. So far she has been able to raise the amount of fire temperature she can produce to be 3000 Fahrenheit. I know that's a bit much, but given how Crystal can do much more, I'm lowballing it. And she has been able to manipulate it to the point where she can create whips, create spears of fire, like out of her hands to encase an object, but that thing will get burned alive. But in case she needs to destroy something, she could just make a spear of fire, or she could just make at least up to 4 out of nowhere to attack people like small meteorites. It won't be big, like it will be the size of a soccer ball. That's how big the spear will be. And also she's been able to create whips, like nooses that you see cowboys use, but it's made out of fire this time. And she's also been fixing up her physical body, training it more. She doesn't necessarily feel the fire, which is weird, and she also does not feel cold either for some reason. Ever since that day she popped out of the cocoon, she is neither hot nor cold. She never knew the reason why. Also, as most of you may know or may not know, Crystal is an elemental. So far I've only made Izuku only unlock fire for a while, but in this one she's going to unlock a few more. Now I searched what she could do with those powers and I saw that it was completely broken. So if I gave her all those powers while the training, it would have been unfair. So that's why I'm only allowing her to gain fire. So people would think that it was due to her dad that it awakened it. But she's also going to unlock a few more during my time on this what if. So yeah. Also, she's just like Deku. She is smart, analytic, tactical, but she is not nervous. She worries about things that, normal teenagers her age worry about, and not being nervous all the time since she has been growing up with her power. And she's somewhat friends with Bakugo, not exactly friends, more like rivals at this point, like real rivals. Bakugo does not like her, but tries to one-up her, but so far Izumi is the one that has been... I just realized I've been saying Izuku since, haven't I? Her name is Izumi Midoriya. So yeah, the time for the entrance exam comes, and she comes in, not wearing this, she's wearing a yellow jacket with black sleeves, jeans, and sock and sneakers. She walks in and she sees so many weird and crazy faces, and she's so glad that she finally managed to enter her dream school, although she doesn't show it. She walks in and she listens to the presentation. She's writing a few stuff down, but without murdering. mothering this time, also thinking about some new things that she could do with her quirk. At least she thinks it's a quirk. She does not know she's an inhuman. I just realized that since I made her train her physical body, she's even more stronger because humans have superhuman physiology. Yeah, I think I might remove that for her this time. I'm only going to say that it grants them powers and a small boost, so they'll be more fit than before, and also have long lifespan. That's all. President Mike is explaining some things. She was just writing in a notebook. She looks a few sideways to look at President Mike and then sees Bakugo. Bakugo sees her. She waves, but Bakugo just straight up ignores her, and she thinks in her mind, well, that was rude. President Mike begins to explain about how they are going to take down the robot for points. Ida starts to point out about why the 0 pointer is there and why are they doing this kind of thing. He does not complain for Izumi this time because he ain't muttering. So yeah, President Mike also explains about the 0 pointer and then tells them about what they'll do. Oh yeah, before I forget, Izumi has the same score in canon just like Izuku did in canon. Yeah. So President Mike tells them to get combat ready and tells them to get combat ready and jump into the hall. They gave them hall numbers and Izumi still gets the same hall number. Bakugo still gets the same hall number. And she walks off to the changing room to change. This time she comes out in a yellow and black tracksuit. Just like Izuku looked like, but not the combat boots. And it ain't blue this time, it's yellow. With some black, and the black is where the lines were just like in, Izuku's canon tracksuit. Izumi stretching out when she went into a hall. People try and give her some space because they notice that something is weird about this girl. They don't know why. Some of them say that she's pretty cute, some basic stuff. She's just stretching, breaking, relaxing her shoulders, not tensing herself. And President Mike is like, 3, 2, 1. There are no countdowns in life. Go! And everyone is running. Izumi is also running, but this time she boosts herself. I forgot to say, she can boost herself into the air with her fire, and she cannot fly, she can glide, but she is able to hover in the air as long as she's shooting out continuous fire. She just has to be careful of the people beneath her. So she boosts herself into the air, and people are like, whoa, that's amazing. And as she boosts herself into the air, she has a clear view, at least a small clear view of the overland, and then rushes herself to the nearest robot because she can also feel their heat in their bodies, like the heat sensors, the gears working overdrive. She does not know why she can't sense them all because they are too far apart, but she can sense a few. So she decides to burn some of their circuitry alive while also ripping it apart and then burning it there. Sometimes she just encases an entire robot in fire and she moves on to the next one. Although she does not get everything, she gets about, let's say, 68 points. Yeah, that seems about good until the 0 pointer arrives, and Uraraka does not get trapped in this one. Let me just say that there will be a reason for that. But Izumi does look at the robot and then thinks that some people will get hurt if this is not taken care of, and people are just running away. And she was like, guess it's all up to me then. And she boosts herself to the very top of the robot's head, and people are like, is she crazy? She's gonna get killed. And she begins to melt a hole into the robot's head, and starts to rip it up a bit so that she could create a small area for herself. And she jumps into the robot's head, and people are like, what the hell? She sees herself between a bunch of mechanics, and well, since she knows that she won't get burned by this, also her suit is fire retardant because she knew that she's going to be messing with fire. And she decides to burn the entire secretary into nothing more than mush. Like, it's red hot metal. That's how much it is. In fact, it's so hot in there that everyone is just looking at the robot, and people are like, why is it suddenly blowing a bit red? And Izumi is pushing herself to the limit because she has never gone this far before. In that moment, she went about 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how much she was burning the robot's head, until it just suddenly stopped and it fell down on itself. And people could see the very smoke coming out of what's left of that thing's head. Most of it is either charred or just smoking. And they see Izumi coming out. Her clothes are a bit burned, and she falls down on the floor, passed out, because she never did that much fire in her life, and she almost suffocated in there due to how much smoke it was producing. People are like, is she going to be okay? That was amazing. Some of the students are also, I said students, some of the teachers are looking at this girl, and they were like, wow, she's pretty goddamn amazing. All Might also looks at it and looks at the girl and says, she's familiar. Oh yeah. Huh. That's pretty an amazing power. And then they look to the left, and then they see another person that even displayed a much more crazier firepower. He basically created a giant fire sword and cut the robot in half with it. Now, that person is also someone very special. Like, that's even more of a firepower than she demonstrated. So we have two hotheads. Isn't that just crazy? And then they look into the other screen and see Bakugo absolutely wrecked his own robots. And they were like, we have some great students this year. Recovery Girl is pushing people away, saying, everyone back the hell up, back the hell up. Well, not back the hell up. They're saying, shoot, move away. Does anyone need attention? They're like, yeah, that girl. She comes in and she's remarkably amazing. She saw the damage that girl did to the fire, and they explain about how she just jumped in and then melted it from the inside out. And she looked at her and they were like, she's gonna be fine. Don't worry about her, she's fine. While in her mind, she was able to do this much and not get herself burned once? Who is this? Who is this girl? Later on, after waking up in the hospital ward, they said that she could discharge and said that they'll get the results later on in the week. Izumi was like, sure. She went back home. She did change her clothes because it was a bit burned in some areas, like her side, her legs, her back. Yeah, it was almost destroyed. So she went back in her casual clothes that I explained, yellow jacket with black sleeves, jeans and sneakers, and went home. She told her mom about how she did in the entrance exam, about how she passed out. Inko was like, well, you need to be more careful next time. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Yeah, mom. Later on, 1 week passed, and Inko knocked on the door while Izumi was listening to some music, chilling on her bed with a singlet and, pajama jeans, because that's her casual wear. And Izumi just handed her the letter and was like, Izumi, your letter from UA is here. Really? Gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Inko, nah, what's the magic word here? Please give me the entrance letter. Sure thing, sweetie. And she hands her the letter. Izumi bows and says, "Thank you, Mom." And she locks her door and starts to open the letter, and a hologram pops out. She places the hologram on her table, presses the button, and it activates. Ha 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 ha! Oh my God, it's All Might! She begins to squeal, but then keep her mouth shut because she remembers that this is a recording of the real thing like before. Hello, young Izumi Midoriya. Last time I saw you, you were able to easily take care of a villain without anybody's help. You have an amazing ability, and we would like you to... Let me take that back. I'm so sorry. Let me do that again. Hello, young Izumi Midoriya. Last time I met you, you were on the streets covered in sludge after defeating a villain all on your own, which was pretty amazing on its own. You have an extraordinary ability, and we would like for you to train here among us teachers, including myself, at UA High School. He's a teacher? Yes, I am a teacher, says the recording, basically answering her question. And this is how much you were able to score. You were third on your list. You were the third on the practical exam. Although you didn't score that high although you scored very high in the written exam, you scored even higher than that with the practical exam. You were third place, which is well, pretty amazing on its own. And so I would like to welcome you to your Hero Academia. And the recording shuts off. Izumi is jumping up and down, up and down, up and down, screaming. Inko is trying to get in, saying, "Izumi, what's happening? Is something wrong?" Izumi remembers that she just locked the door and opened it. Inko saying, "What is it, Izumi?" I got in! Oh, my baby girl! And they hugged each other. Inko reassuring her, saying, "You make a great hero. I'm so sorry for what I used to say to you earlier on as a child. And, well, I can see that I was wrong. Yeah. And I forgive you for that too." This is where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please do me a favor before you leave. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below any kind of what if ideas that you have for me to do in the near future. Now that I've said that, enjoy your life. This is Gratified What If signing off.